there was a poster of you given, the purpose about the purpose of life. Just to live and be happy. I guess something like that. Not really clear about it. So, what is the purpose of life? The question to that. That's what the answer. But then when I usually think about it, obviously there's no answer to it. But then when I talk to my friends, there's an atheist friend of mine who was a rebel atheist, and he was like, okay. I asked him this question, like, where is the, there are bad people, there are good people. Bad people, knowing what they're doing is bad, they do bad. The good people, they know, they have all the chances to do good and bad thing also. But then they choose the other way, the right path. So when they both choose the different paths, and they end up in the same thing, the soil, in the end. And what after that? What after that is, gets me confused all the time.
You see, even if there is a purpose of life, what will you do with that? Let there be a purpose of life. Or maybe there is no purpose of life, but right now that we are talking, what will you do with that purpose?
Do better things.
The three of us are busy conversating. Now what will you do with that purpose?
It becomes a goal, it becomes like a whole, it's just going to mess up your whole thing. It's almost the living life is the purpose kind of
Right
thing.
now I have something to say to you, right now you have something to say to me. What will we do with that purpose? What will we do with it? And if we keep remembering that purpose, how will we talk? So I don't know whether there is a purpose. All I know is that even if there is a purpose, it is quite an irrelevant purpose.
Yeah, exactly. No, I got it.
No, but then think about those who doesn't have the chance to, learn or think out of the box. They're just into that. Then they just couldn't get out of that.
Yeah, right.
For them, what,
And it
what
is
the
so
case?
unfortunate, is it not?
This is the
You are
exact
born,
answer which I got.
you are born and that box is just there waiting for you, and then you become that box. You identify so much with the box that you don't want to leave it. Yes, it's quite unfortunate. Yes, that's human suffering.
That's actually the answer I got from their too, but then I wasn't, really happy with the answer I got, because people knowing everything, they still do the other things,
No, they don't know. They
Because
only
of
have
what?
information. Knowing is something very radical. Knowing is a fire. Knowing is an engine. It powers you. When you really, really know, then you cannot stop yourself from acting rightly. So if someone says, I know, yet I still avoid the right action, then you should know that he does not know. He only has some knowledge, something that he has heard from somewhere. It's not arising from his understanding. When it really arises, then you are helpless in front of it. Then there is something inexorable about it. There is a finality about it. You cannot challenge it. If you can avoid it, challenge it, deceive it, then it is still not yours. What is yours actually commands you. It lords over you. That is why it is said that God sits in your heart. Have you seen the power of love or the power of freedom? Even if you tell yourself that you want to remain in bondage, you cannot compel yourself. Convince yourself that you will live a loveless life. Can you?
No.
Even if you manage in convincing, you will find that you have to break your promise. Such is the nature of inner clarity. That is why so many wise men have said that your inner clarity itself is the truth and the God. You don't have to search for God in some religious domain. Your very understanding, the depth of your clarity is God. And if you don't have that clarity, then you are godless. And if you have that clarity, then you can forget all about God, because you already have God with you. So even if people call themselves atheists, it doesn't matter. The only question is, are they living wisely or stupidly? You can call yourself religious, yet you can be extremely stupid. And you can call yourself an atheist,
But you can,
but you can be
connected to source.
but you can be wise and meditative. So if an atheist is meditative, is wise, is operating from peace, then actually he is deeply, deeply religious. He has all the blessings of God. Sometimes I wonder that it is maybe easier for atheists, true religiosity.
I've also wondered about that.
True religiosity is more
Because they're not.
because they are not
Conditioned
bounded
that
by
much.
tradition.
So you grow up and you're not all that conditioned.
There is one
that's the soul.
poster, I don't know whether it is here or somewhere, in which it says that who is the one most likely to reject the God standing right in front of him? Who is the one most likely to reject the God standing right in front of him? And the answer is the one who believes in God. So these God believers, they are really God deceivers. They have nothing to do with God.
Exactly.
What do you think? Seriously, if the essence of the prophet comes in front of the so-called orthodox believers today, will they welcome it? If the essence of the prophet comes in shape, any shape, in the shape of a situation, shape of a book, shape of a person, if it comes in front of them, do you think they'll not welcome it? They'll kill it. They'll become its sworn enemies.
They're too into the rituals. That's what I found. Everybody's obsessed about the rituals.
Yes. People think that just because you can follow a few rituals, that makes you eligible for something. What?
I've got to learn a lot. Think about what you've said. Figure out. Thanks a lot.
I'm not saying one must defy rituals. All I'm saying is rituals are very peripheral. They cannot be the center of religiousness. Yes, of course, it's a good ritual, for example, to take a bath daily. Why must one defy this ritual? It's a good thing. Why must you defy it? It's a good ritual, for example, to remember Allah 5 times a day. Why must you defy it? Remember God. Good. Why only 5 times? I mean, 7, 8, 20, 50, it's a good ritual. But just following rituals is highly insufficient. And also dangerous, because following rituals makes you complacent that you are already doing what is needed. So you become smug.
That'll restrict you to learn more.
You'll not learn more. You'll say, I'm doing all that is needed. I'm following all the rituals. Now why do I need to know? You have come here, it's not the monks or the monasteries or the ashrams or the yoga centers. It's about the hills. It's about that snow up there. That will teach. So be open to all of that. There is this beautiful eagle that has been doing the circles here since hours, just going round and round. If you can observe that eagle, really, without thinking, without being occupied with what the media says, what corporations say, or what the holy books say, or what your family says, you can then you will learn. That's why I like this spot so much, because of that.
I've been sitting there simply staring at it for a long while.
Yes. It's beautiful when it is cloudy, it's beautiful when it is sunny.
It's all like this.
Yeah, that's so true, huh? It's not, because it is all the monks, it's the mountains, the snow, it's the sky, it's the nature, it's the existence around you.
In fact, have also come to see that people who talk a lot about religion, often people who are just silent about religion or say they have nothing to do with religion, they are the more genuine people.
What?
They are the more genuine people, more authentic people. And people who are dressed like religious people in a particular color, wearing this, or carrying all the marks of religiousness, they are often quite weak and also quite afraid.